and welcome to Banega Swachh India. In today's episode, we will see how innovation is the need of the hour for the waste management industry, as the rate at which waste is being generated globally is rising more rapidly than our population and our economies. Currently, globally, we are producing more than 2.12 billion metric tons of trash in a year. And this number is only expected to triple by the end of this century. In this episode, we will see how a few people have some amazing ideas and are paving the way to a zero waste future. "62 million tons of mixed solid waste is generated in India every year. 80% of this waste is dumped indiscriminately in unregulated dumps or burnt openly. This has a serious impact on our health, our safety, and the environment. The private sector in India, realizing that this waste can be turned into an opportunity, has invented some unique ways in which to deal with it. One such example is the Cement Association of India and their green fuel.
Our organization is always focusing on sustainability, and in sustainability, one of the focus is how to bring down CO2 emissions when we produce cement. Now, whatever material which is used to bring down CO2 emissions, for us that is green material. Now, when we replace any fuel with such fuel which brings down overall CO2 emission, then that becomes green fuel.
Cement plants typically require a lot of fuel for heat generation for operating the cement kiln. And the cement industry in India so far has solely depended on fossil fuels like coal to meet the demand. Since the introduction of green or alternative fuel resources in the cement industry, it has already substituted thermal resource by 4% in India and about 30 to 40% in Europe.
Broadly, I would say that 25 to 30% of cement plants have started using green fuel as alternate fuel, which helps in bringing down CO2 emissions. And broadly, maybe 1.5 million ton such material has been used last year. Now, with more focus and more of favorable policies which will be coming in, more such material will be used, and India will be able to contribute towards clean climate.
Currently, we are doing around something like 5,000 tons, and like it is something like the plastic waste from the municipalities and from the paper industries and from the plastic manufacturers. They are like kind of like one source, and there are some agencies who collects like various kind of waste, and they do the preparation process, and from them also like we are taking it. And we are also taking from organizations like Tamil Nadu newsprint papers, their paper waste, their plastic waste, like that. So practically, like if you look at it from around some 20 sources, like currently we are sourcing it and trying to process it in our location.
The waste collected from landfills is turned into AFR or green fuel before it is incinerated in the furnace.
We get around 300 tons per day, and we treat it in a manner that will get the environment easier, environmental issues easier. We'll get around 120 mm, 35 mm and 4 mm sizes, which can be reused to cement plants. Earlier, this was going to the landfill, affecting the environment. Now at present, the combustible materials, cement plants and other plants can reuse so that they can earn some money out of it. We'll be processing it in a manner that we'll get less than 4 mm as manure. It's called compost.
The shredded waste's caloric content fuels the kiln to make the cement, reducing the carbon footprint of the plant.
The cement kiln is supposed to be one of the best incinerator for disposing such waste also. The Central Pollution Control Board and the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board have authorized this, and incidentally if you really look at it, they also follow up and expedite the maximizing the usage of it. We must thank the Pollution Control Board for enabling such initiatives, and we are fitted with all pollution control equipments to handle this. No, incidentally, it is the other way around. It is it is a sort of a good solution. If you don't do this, that is being disposed in the best incinerator. If you leave it, then only the chance of the other thing, whatever the diseases, the probability is high. Whereas by doing this, we are practically eliminating that issue. That is the best thing that happens here by using this plastic as a fuel, because it gets totally burnt out, and it goes as a part of the product, which is the best thing that can happen technically. As Dalmia Cement, we always work for sustenance and the green energy, and with the highest degree of innovation.
The cement industry alone contributes for 5% of the world's CO2 emissions and 7% of India's. But these numbers are likely to change soon, as AFR continues to replace fossil fuel at a fast pace.
Right now, we are acquiring around something like 5,000 tons of waste is what we are using currently. But we have got plans to triple it in the couple of years, and that is one of our ambition, and definitely whatever our plans and our execution are in line with that. If I have to express it in terms of percentage, we are trying to substitute by the end of this financial year. Especially our focus now will be more towards the municipal solid waste. That's where the quantum will be involved, and we are also in the process of having some more tie-ups, and the challenge there also comes from especially the logistics portion. Identify some material, then especially such material being of low density in nature, how do we transport, the logistics costs associated with that. We are working on that, and also we are also in the process of talking to the government, how do we get some subsidies so that it becomes viable, so that it will be a win-win situation for both for the government or the society, and also as an organization like us.
While the cement industry is now a part of the solution, our next story features a humble yet an equally effective way of solving the problem of waste. Wealth Out of Waste, or WOW, is an Ahmedabad-based company that believes in solving the problem of waste first at the consumer level.
I'm running my venture Wealth Out of Waste in Ahmedabad, incubated by Venture Studio Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad University. We are running a waste management company. The door-to-door dry recyclable waste collection. We collect paper, plastic, metal, glass, wooden, as well as e-waste directly from the source.
The present recovery and utilization of paper waste by paper mills in India is 3 million tons annually, which translates to a recovery of 20% of the total paper and paper boards consumed. And Wealth Out of Waste is looking to heighten this number with its unique approach. WOW processes their waste in 2 steps. The primary segregation of the waste is done at the location of the customer, and the secondary segregation at the warehouse, from where the material is sent to the recyclers in the city.
So what we have done under the WOW, Wealth Out of Waste, we have cut off the chain. We are directly sourcing from the customer who generates the waste by paying him the optimized value, and that waste, through our logistics and our manpower and through sorting systems, we deliver directly to the end user, which uses as a raw material for further processing.
Along with giving a fair price to the customers and employment to waste workers, WOW is also striding ahead with its digital amenities.
The features of the customer phone mobile and application is that the customer can store n number of addresses in his application, where he can from a single application he can book a number of addresses from where he wants to collect it. There's a transparent rate cards. According city-wise rate card is available on the application, where the customer can see which rate, which items have which rate in the card.
After having worked in the waste sector for over 7 years, VOW's founder Vijay has identified the hurdles in the industry.
With the introduction of technology, the ERP system, the mobile application, where you have a database of each and every customer base, we would be sitting on a mine of database in future, right? Where we can trace how much quantum of material, how much paper, how much plastics, how much metal is generated by each household in their houses. We can trace even we can connect the rack pickers to the systems, where rack pickers, we can have a database of each and every rack pickers. We can trace. So that would help the government to record that how much a person is earning. So that would help if you generate a waste. The bin or the collection center should be nearest by. So that will motivate the customer not to throw other way.